Welcome to the spoken tutorial on Warli art for textile design using Inkscape. In this tutorial, we will learn to create a Warli pattern design for borders, repeat patterns using cloning. To record this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu Linux 12.04 OS, Inkscape version 0.91. Let us open Inkscape. First, let us design the Warli pattern. Go to File, click on Document Properties, change the orientation to Landscape. Close the dialog box. Select the Rectangle tool, draw a rectangle covering the whole canvas and color it blue. Click on the Ellipse tool, draw a circle outside the canvas. Then, click on the Selector tool. On the Tool Controls bar, change the width and height to 15. Change its color to orange. Move it to the bottom of the canvas as shown. Press Ctrl plus D to duplicate the circle. On the Tool Controls bar, change the width and height to 7. Move the duplicated circle to the bottom left of the original circle. This is the head of the Warli figure. Next, go to Object menu, click on Symbols option, click on Symbol Set drop-down menu. Select Flowchart Shapes. A list of geometrical shapes appears. Click on the triangle shape and drag it to the canvas. Change the color to orange and remove the stroke. On the Tool Controls bar, change the width and height to 20. Press Ctrl plus D to duplicate the triangle. Press V to flip it. Arrange the triangles below the head as shown. This is the body of the Warli figure. Select the Rectangle tool and draw a line in between the head and the body. Now the neck of the figure is drawn. Next, let us draw the hands and legs. For this, we will select the Bezier tool. Draw hands and legs as demonstrated. Select both the hands and legs. Using the Picker tool on the Fill and Stroke, pick the orange color from the body of the Warli art. Change the stroke width to 2. Now select all the elements and press Ctrl plus G to group them all together. Now the Warli figure is ready. Let us now create a round pattern with this Warli figure. Let me make a copy of this figure and keep it to one side before proceeding further. Now select the original Warli art. Now click once more on the figure to make the anchor point visible. Click on the anchor point and move it down as demonstrated. Now go to Edit, click on Clone and then on Create Tiled Clones. In the dialog box, under Symmetry tab, the option in the drop-down menu should be Simple Translation. Then go to Shift tab and the Per Column option, change the X value to -100. Next, go to Rotation tab, change the per row and per column parameters of the angle to 30. At the bottom, let the number of rows be 1. Change the number of columns to 12. Then click on Create button. Observe the round pattern that is created on the canvas. Let us now try some other options. Under Rotation tab, change the per row and per column parameters of the angle to 10. Click on Create. Observe the created pattern on the canvas. To make it a complete round pattern, change the number of rows to 40. Click on Create. Observe the changes on the canvas. In such a way, you can change the rotation parameters to get the patterns in different angles. Select the round pattern and press Ctrl plus G to group them all together. We now have a lovely Warli art on our canvas. Let's move it to one side like this. Now let's try some other options. Next, using the Create Spirals tool, draw a fairly large spiral on the canvas as shown. Click on the Selector tool, select the single Warli figure and place it at the center of the spiral like this. Now click on Raise to Top option on the Tool Controls bar. Then select the Spiral tool. Click on Extension menu and choose Generate from Path option. In the sub-menu that appears, select Scatter. A dialog box opens on the screen. Here, check the Follow Path Orientation checkbox. In space between copies, we will say 5. Ensure that original pattern will be is set to moved and duplicate the pattern before deformation is also checked. Click on Apply button and close the dialog box. Let's move the spiral Warli pattern aside a little to expose the spiral path. Now select the spiral path and delete it. This is how one can draw a beautiful spiral Warli pattern in Inkscape. Likewise, we can create many other lovely Warli patterns. Next, let us learn how to create a border. Go to Object menu and click on Symbols. Click on the triangle shape and drag it to the canvas. On the Tool Controls bar, change the width and height to 30. Now move the triangle to the top left of the canvas. I want to create a row pattern using the triangle. Go to Edit, click on Clone, and then on Create Tiled Clones. All the previous settings are visible here. In the Rotation tab, change the angle parameter of per row and per column to 0. In the Shift tab, under Per Column option, change the X value to 0. Lastly, change the column to 35 at the bottom as shown here. Then click on Create button. Observe the row pattern that is created on the canvas. Select all the triangles and press Ctrl+G to group them all together. Press Ctrl+D to duplicate the triangle pattern. Press V to flip it. Now move the pattern to the bottom of the canvas. Our Warli pattern is now ready. We can use this pattern as border in various textile design assignments. This is how it looks on a kurti. We can use this as a pillow cover design also. And this Warli art looks great on a cloth bag too. So, in a similar way, you can create various textile patterns using the Warli art form. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we have learned to create Warli patterns for textiles, repeat patterns using cloning. Here is an assignment for you. Create a peacock pattern design. Your completed assignment should look like this. The video available at the following link summarizes the Spoken Tutorial project. Please watch it. The Spoken Tutorial project team conducts workshops and gives certificates for those who pass an online test. For more details, please write to us. Spoken Tutorial project is supported by the NME ICT MHRD Government of India. More information on this mission is available at this link. This is Aarti, Sheetal and Saurabh from IIT Bombay signing off. Thanks for joining.